Meeting to order at 6 p.m. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. We'll pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll have a moment of reflection. Moving on to roll call. Clerk Baracco, here. Treasurer Davis, here. Trustee McKay,
Here.
Trustee Menke,
Here.
Trustee Blanchard,
Here.
Trustee Hoskins, here. 6. We have a quorum. And then need a motion to appoint a board member, President Pro Tem, for this meeting.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
We'll just do voice vote, or whom? Okay. For the clerk to run the meeting.
Yes.
Voice vote.
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. So the approval of the agenda, additions, deletions, or corrections? Any? Okay, so voice vote, and we'll approve that by voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, it's approved. Moving on to public comment, agenda items only. Anyone? No, none. All right. So we're going to have discussion on the supervisor pay and benefits. So do you want to go into the resolution? Open the resolution to talk about this, or talk about before we open the resolution?
If it's like a motion, we can't discuss it until
We're in. Okay, so we'll go into resolution. Resolution 9/30/25/28 to establish office of the Township Supervisor salary. Whereas according to MCL 41.953, in a township that does not hold an annual meeting, the salary for the officers composing the Township Board shall be determined by the Township Board. And whereas Terry Godey resigned from her office of Township Supervisor effective September 1st, 2025, and whereas former supervisor's Godey's salary was calculated to reflect a part-time supervisor position at the township, and whereas the Township Board determines that it is in the best interest of the township to make the office of Township Supervisor a full-time position effective immediately, and whereas the Township Board deems that an adjustment in the salary of the office of Township Supervisor is warranted as the office of the Township Supervisor is a full-time position. Now therefore be it resolved, and we'll add these in as we finish. So that the office of Township Supervisor is a full-time position effective immediately as of October 1st, 2025. The salary of the office of Township Supervisor will be as follows, and we'll fill that blank in as we go. That the office of Township Supervisor receives the same fringe benefits offered to the township employees pursuant to the township's benefit plan through John Hancock. Motion.
So moved. Second.
All right, open for conversation.
All right, well, I'd hope to be able to get better information from the MTA, but I've had some difficulty getting logged in. Just a general internet search for Michigan shows a range of about $60,000, $70,000 nationally. Michigan's a little bit below the national range. But again, that's just kind of a starting point. I'd be curious if any of my colleagues were able to get into the MTA and look at similar size townships as far as tax bracket and population size.
I was able to pull this up today. It is for the it is for the clerk. There is some treasure on here, but most of the sites that I was, looking into them with the MTA, the clerk is the one that is paid more because of the elections and the election laws and, but the treasurer and the treasurer and the supervisor are hand in hand. Thank you. And I believe this is 2 or 3 years old, what I was able to pull up today.
Thank you.
I did a little survey. Oh, it must have been 2 months ago from the MTA trustee, where you could send out a survey and ask fellow trustees. I didn't ask for the payment amounts. I asked for the structure, who got paid the most, who got paid the least. And I can affirm what Christie just said. It tends to be the clerk is a little bit more paid. And then usually the supervisor and the treasurer are about equivalent. Some paid a little bit more for the supervisor, but many of them were equivalent. So there was no by size or anything or by population. It was just purely, tell me how you structure this. And
Okay.
I only got 11 responses, but that gave me a better feeling for what I could pull up online as well.
So I pulled the budgets from the last 5 years to see what Bedford paid supervisors. So supervisor, it's a little different. We had superintendent, but it kind of went off of that same thing. Everyone's in the same ballpark. The treasurer is, treasurer and supervisor are pretty equal. The clerk is a little bit higher, but that followed through, and I have all the dates. I'll pass these on, but they're all within the ballpark, like 60,000 versus 62,000.
What are our numbers right now? Do you have those total?
I do.
Thank you. And then I went on MTA as well. Are we on here for Bedford updated all of our salaries and stuff on there?
There was this from the MTA,
Mhm.
you had to request to join to be able to put this information out there.
Okay. Is that something we can do? So
We
can
will
start
be doing it.
having
Yeah.
our statistics out there for
Yeah.
comparison? Thank you.
So here, the so I'm gonna go by superintendent because before this year, we had superintendent, it was 63,038. And then for the clerk, it was 73,006. And the treasurer was 63,484.
And that's not.
And I can make copies of these
Yeah,
for you.
yeah. And that's not including benefits.
Correct. We were just, it's just salary, and talking to Seth, he said that the only thing that we can control here is the salary.
Mhm.
The benefits or whatever is happening in the township at the moment.
That makes
So,
sense.
this would be the only thing that we can control at the board level tonight.
So there's about a $10,000 difference between our treasurer and our clerk right now.
Correct.
Is that correct? Okay.
So if I can, so we have the superintendent at 63,038. What was the supervisor on top of that? 'Cause
For us,
right, because the supervisor was paid,
the supervisor was paid 6,000 is what the budget was last year.
so 6,000.
Right. But because the supervisor gave up the full-time status,
Right.
so that superintendent
Correct.
pulled that salary. Okay.
So I'm saying probably somewhere in there is a merger of a total package, because you've got two people.
But they didn't actually split the money. The money went to the superintendent and then the supervisor to the 500 a month.
Okay.
Which is just a little bit different than the trustees. Because at one point we had a supervisor that did not have the day-to-day assignments, or superintendent or supervisor didn't have the day-to-day assignments, and he really just came and led the board meetings
Mhm.
and touched base with the superintendent.
Right.
And then I did confirm that our supervisor does not have to have a deputy, so we wouldn't have to put that in the budget for now if they chose
Correct.
not to have one.
They
Okay.
may, but,
Mhm.
but, clerk and treasurer must.
Yep.
Does anyone want to look at things?
I
Yes,
would if you
please.
don't, yeah. If you got copies or is that the only one?
It want to
make a
be,
couple?
but we can make copies.
Yeah.
Maybe
could
I'll
we
make
please?
some.
Yes.
Is
Thank
there
you.
any way to
Just a
scan
separate.
those in so that they become part of the record, so anybody who might be watching at home can see what we're looking at as well?
Sure.
Are
Can
they
drop them
supposed
into
to
the
have the same
minutes.
thing, or is
No,
that-
they're a different year. Do you
Okay.
just want this last year, or what do you want?
Oh, I'll take all the years if you don't mind.
Okay.
If we have just a minute, yep. Thank you.
We'll take this last one.
Let me make it complete, or seven.
Anything else? We'll pause for a second, wait for her to get back.
Do we have a number for the last full-time supervisor?
It just left, I don't
Just
know.
left. It's coming back though.
It's coming back.
I just wanna know what that.
So I just
number
did the
was.
last 5 years.
Yeah, so we
from
had
2020.
somebody that was full-time supervisor.
And it was in line with the treasurer.
Okay. What I thought. Sure.
So we'll for sure make it happen that we get on this.
Yeah, that would be
Survey
nice to
so
have
that
our
we can-
numbers.
And it was
For
pretty
specifics,
detailed. We looked
yeah.
at, and it doesn't stay open all the time
Mhm.
to put your information in, but it's pretty
Yeah.
detailed on the questions
There's
and.
a lot of stuff we need from the assessor, it's asking for like township
Yeah.
taxable value and things like that.
Yeah, I went and looked us up and I didn't see us on there, so yeah, that would be absolutely wonderful.
And that would be great as we're
Mhm.
looking for an apples to apples
Yeah.
comparison.
Right.
Right,
Yeah, because our population is what, like 9,500?
Right around
About
there.
95?
Mhm. Any thoughts?
One question, do you know offhand, Joyce, and I don't want to put you on the spot, do you know how many registered voters offhand we have here?
7,300
Thank you.
and maybe 72.
Mhm.
It flexes.
Yeah, thank you.
So this, will be on the next budget. If we find that we need adjustments, we can also do that
Yeah,
for
Right.
that position.
That would be helpful for us.
so this is all total population of 10 to 20, did we have any under 10? I mean, I know our numbers are super close to there, but you see what I mean?
Right,
Right.
I didn't pull this report.
Okay.
I believe it came from Seth.
Okay.
I mean, your registered voters, it's, most of them start, well, there's some at 5,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, Farmington I see does,
But not,
and, but. Niles, St. Marie.
yeah.
Well, and another telling thing is look at the thank you. Look at the number of staff that they employ.
Mhm.
So that'll, how many
Yeah.
people are you managing? That's another good metric.
Yep,
thank you.
Because even though, some of these
Yeah.
places may have more population, they're not dealing with a staff the size of ours necessarily.
The thing is, with the supervisor though, the staff that they deal with is, what is it, the cemetery,
Right.
and then the assessor, and then Cody.
Building and zoning.
5?
And
5 people. There's 2 out of the cemetery.
2 at the cemetery.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was 3.
3 in the office.
Okay.
So as we're looking at it, it seems like we would put the salary in the same category as the,
Right,
sorry, or the past superintendent, which is
right,
the same, I mean, that,
about the same thing.
right.
I would tend at this point. Because I think we need to really dig deeper in this, get more data. But at this point, just to match the treasurer's salary. At this point, and then we can work on this during budget time.
Right.
I think that would be the fairest thing to do at the moment.
Or to carry over the superintendent salary, which is a little bit less, the person starting a year later.
I like the idea of matching the treasurer, I think.
If that's the trend of other municipalities, again, I want to be frugal, but at the same, I want to be fair.
Fair, right,
Yeah.
Right.
exactly.
You know. As was mentioned at our last meeting, our township does have some unique challenges. We have, we've got the marijuana issues, and I was listening. We've got the marijuana issues and some other things going on that some other townships aren't necessarily having to deal with. So I would propose we match.
We match the treasurer
The
salary.
treasurer.
Do you have any thoughts?
Well, I mean, I think that they should have a fair wage, but I think coming in a year after somebody's been here, I mean, it could go either way.
Well, I'm not saying that that couldn't be, as we look at next year's budget and we do all those things but I'm, in fairness of following suit with what other townships are doing.
Right.
I'm in consensus with that as far as this thing.
And that number is.
Three, 484, isn't it?
Yep. As opposed to 63, if we're doing superintendent, would have been 63,038.
So it's still a little higher than, okay. What was that number, 63, I'm sorry?
484.
484.
I would also pro-offer that the supervisor is gonna bear more of the direct burden to the residents than what a superintendent would, who was sort of outside of that direct reports to.
So is anything else? Anyone else? So if,
Motion page.
so if I'm hearing it right, it's that the supervisor would be paid 63,484 annually. Is that what we're?
Do we need that in the form of a motion? Or as.
We have the
there's a
resolution.
motion,
We have the resolution open, so we just need to fill in the
Yes,
blanks
check.
and then I'll read the final portion.
Yes, check.
So,
And did you say that's gonna be October 1st starting?
correct.
Yeah.
Right, so I will, with this, now therefore be it resolved as follows, that the office of township supervisor is a full-time position effective immediately. That as of September 30th, 2025, the salary of the office of township supervisor shall be as follows: $63,484 annually. That the office of township supervisor receives the same fringe benefits offered to other township employees pursuant to the township's benefits plan through John Hancock. We'll do a roll call.
You said September 30th. Are we doing September 30th or October 1st?
This is September 30th.
September 30th, thank you.
I have one further question, and it seems an obvious, but we're talking about the hourly equivalent for the remainder of the year, right?
Correct.
Okay, I just want to make sure that we're
Yeah.
not,
Good question, though. Okay, so we'll do a roll call. And this is resolution 09/30/25/28. Treasurer Davis.
Yes.
Trustee McKay.
Yes.
Trustee Menke.
Yes.
Trustee Blanchard.
yes.
Trustee Hoskins.
Yes.
Clerk Baraco, yes. 6 yes. Motion carries. Moving on. Public comments. Any public comment?
So I'm glad that we didn't go backwards there as far as what we were paying the superintendent. You know, and starting off the supervisor position less than what that was. There was a raise included in there last year after, you know, only 6 months of being in that position, but I mean, that, you know, that's neither here nor there. I guess I'd like to make my comments based on like the cost of doing business. And this is, you know, probably, you know, not how government works clearly, but I mean, you know, this is the business hat that's on my head right now. So that's basically, I mean, you know, 7:30 to 4:30, 4 days a week, you know, it's 1,872 hours. You divide that out, it's $33 an hour. That person is going to be doing more than, you know, they're going to be at home, you know, just like when the clerk has elections, you know, doing all kinds of extra stuff. Tax season, our treasurer is doing all kinds of stuff, you know, let alone just, you know, keeping the, you know, the day-to-day books and being here in the office and everything else. So as we move forward into the budget process, I would like everyone to keep in mind the cost of doing business and maybe not, you know, not having went, you know, $15,000 or $20,000 more for all of those positions has cost the township. The lack of stability in leadership and things that have not been done, fire stations, roads, that we're going to do now, they're going to cost us significantly more money than what it would have been if we had good leadership in place. I understand there's no guarantee. You put your name on the ballot. There is no control that, you know, residents have and the board has about what you get. But from the position that I have, it is very difficult to think that you're going to get someone that is going to go above and beyond and handle those issues, which are tricky issues, and provide good leadership at that amount of money. And I would consider the trustees as part of that too, you know, I mean, like your responsibility is to, you know, keep an eye on things, you know, and, you know, keep us going in the right direction with money and, you know, all that good stuff. And, you know, what you're making is not enough either, right? I mean, let's, and I understand it cannot be a money grab, but I just would, as we move forward, I would just like to keep that in mind. You know, the lack of advancement and keeping up with the times. And you know, I'm hearing about, you know, it would be nice if we could have saw those things, you know, to compare other townships to, you know, other townships and us and everything else. I don't necessarily, you know, I've made it pretty clear that I only care about what's going on here. You know, other townships don't matter to me. But I use that example of what it's cost us as another reason not to compare it to other townships, because Bedford is just unique in where we are with what we have going on. Just something to keep in mind, I guess.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I'm sure
A
that's
little late. You got away with it tonight.
Anyone else? Okay. Trustees' personal privilege. Bruce, can you start?
Well, thanks, all four of you that came. Yeah, we gotta start somewhere, so it's, you know, we're not even 100% sure the same person will be there next year, and give us some time to work on some things. Do some more searching, so.
Trustee Blanchard?
I agree. I don't think that this by any means stops our look into what we should be structuring our pay scales at. And I'm not in disagreement that we need to have those scales be to a level that would entice somebody to run who may have a job and is looking at balancing, do I choose service or do I stay with this? So I do think that we need to be competitive in our market, if you will. So.
Trustee Hoffman?
Yeah, thank you. I think it was productive tonight. I think I'm pretty happy with that salary. I think for now, and the person that we bring in, we can work with some numbers on that as well. Thursday night, we're having interviews, so hopefully we'll get some public attendance and some input, and we'd love to see y'all. Thank you.
Trustee
She stole my thunder.
Shouldn't read her paper.
So yes. Thursday night, yes, we're definitely having interviews. It could be, we're time limiting everything so that we can get through the interviews in a reasonable amount of time. And I think it'd be a worthwhile venture. I agree with Trustee Blanchard, having done this in the past several times myself. Competitive salary surveys, it's a balance between what we need to offer and what we can afford to offer. And that's always a very delicate balance, but we need to undergo that. We definitely need to undergo that.
Treasurer Davis?
I don't have, thank you everyone for coming, and we'll see you guys on Thursday.
Yeah. So I appreciate the input. I think that we've had some great conversations. I look forward to Thursday. I will close the meeting at 6:27. Thank you.
Thank you.